so welcome to Around the MLS show with Sam right here on Africa Sports Network. Yes, welcome to week 8. But first of all, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all my social media platforms for us to, keep this movement going. Right now, week 8 is upon us and it offers a lot of mouth-watering matchups in both East and Western Conference. The pressure some teams is at the boiling point and they need to win this week 8 for them to ease up pressure. When you look at teams like LA Galaxy, who will be at home this weekend in a Tropico against LAFC, what a bad timing to play LAFC. For LA Galaxy, they need all the good vibes they can get in this week 8. But when you look at what has been happening around the club, the fans, up in arms against the team as regard the lack of performance or productivity on the field, and also the season ticket brouhaha surrounding the team is not making things easy as they prepare to host city rivals LAFC. Other teams who also need to win in this week 8 to ease up pressure is Sporting Kansas, who are on the road against San Jose Earthquake. Portland Timbers at home to Seattle Sounders. High-flying Seattle, who are number 1 in the Western Conference, will be at the Providence Park to play Portland Timbers, who are having a shakily wobbly start to their season, this 2023 MLS regular season. But how that game will pan out, because whenever Seattle comes down, Portland come alive. What about Houston Dynamo, who are on the road at New York Red Bulls this weekend? How will they cope without the presence of their captain, Hector Herrera? And also for Red Bulls' Dante Vanzea, who is serving a 6-match ban due to the use of racial epithet, and he was also fined an undisclosed amount of dollars. Alright, best of the East headed to St. Louis to encounter the record-setting expansion team. Alright, Tom, don't go nowhere. Put on your seatbelt and come on with me on a jolly ride around the world of the MLS on today's edition of Around the MLS show with Sam on Africa Sports Network. Alright, let's go to St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis Football Club, an expansion team at home to FC Cincinnati in that clash. FC Cincinnati, top of Eastern Conference. When you look at the way they have navigated their season, they have made their home front a fortress for every team coming to TQL Stadium. But this time around, FC Cincinnati will be on the road to City Park against St. Louis City, an expansion team. But when you look at the history of FC Cincinnati and an expansion team, they've played them 3 times and they've won only 1 time against an expansion team, when they defeated Charlotte Football Club at the TQL, and also they lost to Inter Miami and also to Charlotte away from home. St. Louis City have lost back-to-back matches this season. They lost to Minnesota in week 6, and they lost to Seattle Sounders in week 7. FC Cincinnati are topping Eastern Conference, 17 points from 7 games. And as it stands now, FC Cincinnati are in the lead for the Supporters' Shield. They might be early in the season though, but they are the team with the highest point after 7 games. So we're going to see a great matchup between St. Louis City and FC Cincinnati. So let's go to FC Cincinnati's coach, Pat Noonan, during his pre-match conference. Let's see what he got to say about this matchup between St. Louis and FC Cincinnati. This is Pat Noonan.
Sure, we got Yuya and Lucho both out. Lucho hopefully early next week we'll have a better idea of his return, for next weekend. But it was too soon for this game. So he's been doing his conditioning inside all week. UES progressing really well. Likely another 2 games, and then his availability will be kind of day by day to see how he's progressing. Brenner's taking a little knock. His availability's a little uncertain with some back issues. So outside of that, we're healthy.
All right, so that was Pat Noonan, the coach of FC Cincinnati, talking about the matchup between FC Cincinnati and St. Louis City. All right, let's go straight to Providence Park. All right, at the Providence Park, a heavyweight matchup between 2 Western Conference great teams, Portland Timbers and Seattle Sounders. Seattle Sounders are number 1 in the Western Conference, while the Portland Timbers are outside the MLS and playoff threshold, and they will be at home this weekend against Seattle. When I said in my introduction that there are teams that need to win this week to ease our pressure, Portland Timbers are one of them. In 18 Major League matches between Seattle and Portland, it has produced 67 goals. Seattle 34, Portland 33. After Seattle beat St. Louis 3-0 in week 7, they become the first MLS team to score 15 goals in the last 3 games in the league this season. For Portland Timbers, they have a great goalkeeper, Ajes Ivacic. He made 8 saves in their loss to Vancouver in week 7. But for Seattle Sounders, Jordan Murray is powering strong, 5 goals in his last 2 games for Seattle Sounders. He scored 4 against Sporting Kansas in week 5. He got 1 against LA Galaxy in week 6. So he has 5 goals in his last 2 matches. Nicolas Ledero, Raul Rudiez, all these players were in form in week 7 when Seattle Sounders went berserk to trash St. Louis on 3-0 at the Lumen Field. Alright, so back to PayPal Park in Northern California. San Jose Earthquake at home to welcome Sporting Kansas City this season, but it seems that San Jose are gradually finding their rhythm with coach Lucho Gonzalez, while Sporting Kansas are yet to win a game this season. In fact, they are the team to have scored the lowest goal in their opening 7 matches this season. Sporting Kansas, they are having a wobbly, shaky start this season. How Peter Vermes will be able to get his boys and whip them back in shape, looking at maybe the hope they have this season. But Sporting Kansas are rock bottom in the Western Conference, only 3 points from 7 games. San Jose have only just 1 win against Sporting Kansas in their last 14 matchups. But San Jose are yet to lose a game at home this season, while Sporting KC are yet to win a game this season. What a contrasting form for these 2 sides. But when you look at Sporting Kansas and their overall performance after 7 games this season, and you ask yourself, why are they not finishing their chances? Sporting Kansas have 38 shots on target and they've only converted 2. That means 36 have been wasted. I mean, Sporting Kansas have a goal scoring problem because when you look at how they put their passes together, they are a great passing team. 3,000 passes together and 2,500 have been successful, an average of 438.7 passes per 90 minutes, and they are averaging over 80% in success rate in their passes. So what is happening at Sporting Kansas? Is it a defensive issue? They've conceded only 8 goals and only kept 3 clean sheets. So in general, Sporting Kansas, 14 on the log, lost 4 games, drawn 3. They are yet to win this season. For Philadelphia Union, they have 2 contrasting forms. When you look at how they play in the continent and also how they play in the MLS, you'll be scratching your head and asking a lot of questions. But Philly Union, they are in the semi-finals of the Champions League here in CONCACAF, and they square up against LAFC. So we are sure that one MLS team will be in the finals, because we're about to witness an all MLS clash in the semis. So now, how do you think, or how will they transform their continental form to domestic form? They are on the road this weekend against Chicago Fire, who have won 2 games back-to-back. Kyle Kamara on fire, got a brace midweek against Minnesota. So how will Philly Union contend him? For Philadelphia Union, I think of the backdrop of their 2-2 away draw against Atlas in Guadalajara, that may spur them on to get something against this Chicago Fire led by Kyle Kamara. Alright, let's come back to Texas. Let's start with the capital city of Texas. Austin Football Club at home against the Vancouver Whitecaps. Austin FC, wobbly, shakily start this season. They were trashed 3-0 in week 7 against LAFC. Now they are back at home at the Q2 to welcome Vancouver Whitecaps, who were also beaten by the same club LAFC in their Champions League second leg quarterfinals. But for Vancouver Whitecaps, they have won 3 of their last 4 matchups against Austin Football Club. Last month, Austin FC won back-to-back matches, and everybody was, oh, Austin are back. But this month, they've just taken only 1 point in their last 3 matches, and they lost to LAFC in week 7. So now Vancouver Whitecaps coming to Q2 Stadium are winless in 13 consecutive away matches in all competition. They also lost to LAFC in the Champions League. Maximiliano Urruti has scored a career best of 9 goals in 21 appearances against Vancouver Whitecaps. Alright, let's go to North Texas. Frisco FC Dallas, Toyota Stadium, we're stopping by for that clash between FC Dallas at home against Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake are unbeaten in their last 5 matches at FC Dallas. In week 7, FC Dallas got a 1-0 away win at Inter Miami. In FC Dallas 1-0 away win at Inter Miami, Jesus Ferrari scored the only goal, and that was his 40th in his MLS career. Alright, let's go to the Big Apple. The Houston Dynamo on the road against Red Bulls at the Red Bull Arena. I mean, without Hector Herrera, how will the Houston Dynamo cope without their talismanic midfielder? He got a red card in their 3-0 home win over LA Galaxy. The Red Bulls have not conceded more than 1 goal in any of their first 7 matches this season at the Red Bulls Arena, and they will be without their striker Dante Vanzia, who is serving a 6-match ban, and he was fined by the MLS with an undisclosed amount of dollars due to his use of racial slur in their game against San Jose Earthquake. Houston have a very great home form. They have a good home form. 3 games right now at home, 9 points, no goal conceded. But how will they transform their home form to away form? Because they are yet to pick any point on the road this season. They lost to San Jose, they lost to FC Cincy, they lost to New England Revolution. Now they are on the road one more time against Red Bulls of New York. Alright, now let's listen to what head coach Ben Olsen has to say about that game.
good week. But we know we have a big task in front of us. We've played in Jersey, New York, many times as a player and a coach, and know that the venue is a difficult one to go in and get something out of, but it's doable. And we're making sure that we're clear in who we are, continuing the path that we're going on, but also being clear on who they are, and because the way they go about the game is different. You do have to adapt a little bit to them, but still within what makes you, what has made us get some results on our own. So it's concerning yourself with us and moving forward and getting better, but also understanding that the way they go about it is you got to be pretty well versed in how they play. I think on the defensive side, we've done quite a bit, and we're pretty clear of who we are. And I think the offensive part still is more of a work in progress than the defensive side, and that's somewhat normal for a new team, a new group. These relationships take some time.
Even star defender Tenech Hadebe has an opinion on that game between the Houston Dynamo and the New York Red Bull.
Yeah, I think so far the preparations are going well. Coming from a win against an Palace, it motivated everyone. You can see how the guys they are really pushing hard at the training. But we are happy that we are on the same page.
Another heavyweight Eastern Conference clash will be between Columbus Crew and New England Revolution, whose star striker Gucho Hernandez is still recovering from knee injury. And now they are about to meet New England Revolution, whose goalkeeper Petrovic is arguably the best in the MLS at the moment. What will happen when an unstoppable force encounter an immovable object in Columbus Crew and the Revs clash? Alright, so let's look at other matchups across both East and Western Conference. CF de Montreal, who are rock bottom in the Eastern Conference, will be at home to welcome DC, who are 13th in the Eastern Conference. New York City Football Club will be at home to welcome Nashville, who are 5th in the Eastern Conference. New York City Football Club are 7th in the East, 9 points from 7 games. Charlotte FC will be at home to welcome Colorado Rapids. Atlanta, who are 3rd in the East, will travel to Toronto Football Club, who are 9th in the Eastern Conference. What a clash that will be between Atlanta and Toronto Football Club. Fourteen matches await us in this week 8 in the MLS, and I don't know how many games this week 8 might produce, but week 7 produced I think 30 goals, 3 red cards, so we might see an eventful week 8. My name is Sam. Thanks for joining me on today's edition of Around the MLS show here on Africa Sports Network. Join me on Monday with reviews of all the matchups in both East and West. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed weekend.